Okay, Namaskaram. I am here to. I told you I'll show you what's in my bag. So these are some of the things in my bag, and this tiny backpack. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cameras. Actually, I have 7 cameras, including this guy. 7 cameras on this bag. So I try to make the most out of what I can do in the least amount of time, in the most minimum amount of quality. So I don't try to get the highest quality, but I don't try to get the lowest. I try to find a space of being a content creative. Content is like just enough to enjoy the entire process of thinking of something, making something, completing it, right? The highest quality I enjoy, don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing the highest quality, is when that kind of project comes into place that needs that attention. But that's a lot of time consuming, a lot of more people involved, and a lot more complicated things for another episode to talk about. I enjoy that when I have the patience for that. But as a solo filmmaker, where I don't have an assistant, I do everything myself, I like being that. I also like working with an assistant and other people. But when I'm alone, if I just want to shoot something, this is all the stuff that's in my backpack. So let's start with the iPhone, right? So this is the iPhone 17. It doesn't matter. All of the cameras pretty much the same. It's all the marketing gimmicks to make you guys buy stuff. Okay, that's another important thing. Please, I beg you, please don't buy any of this. Don't buy any of this, because what happens is these things get outdated really fast. So by the time you buy it and learn how to make it, something new comes. And especially, I've seen a lot of people buy a camera and then it'll be like on the side, like they won't use the camera. So don't buy any of this. If you're going to create and shoot and do something, you already have a phone that already has a camera, even if it's 10 years old, get the hang of that first. Then, if you really want to shoot something and buy something, don't buy yet. I would say go rent it out. Ask a friend who has that camera. Ask that friend if you can borrow a camera that they have, use it for a day, take care of it, give it back safely. Try to find value in something that you don't have, use it. Maybe because you'll buy something and that may not be the right camera for you, and that'll be the biggest blunder, to lose all that money. That's why I'm saying don't buy any of this. I do not like showing brands and marketing. There's enough and more people selling stuff to people. Here, my intention on the channel is not to sell stuff, is to actually encourage you to go make and create something with what you have. So please don't buy any of this, please. I have wasted enough money on this. Now I don't want you to go waste money on that. But my intention is just to show you I have 7 cameras in this, my production workflow, how I go shoot, all these different cameras. So I start with the iPhone. I do have an ND filter that comes with it. I do not like this brand, so I will not mention it. But I guess, okay, the brand is called Moment, and I do not like the brand because it's not value for money. But I was curious and I spend too much on this, realizing I shouldn't have bought the brand. I should have just bought a used one on Facebook Marketplace, and they take forever to ship. So yeah, don't bother buying this. But there are other ND filters that are cheaper. So the ND filter goes on the phone, and I can control the exposure with the knob over here. It kind of ships, right? So that's what I use with the iPhone. I'll show you how everything fits in that bag. So I have a notepad. I have a big one and a small one. This stays in my pocket because if I'm shooting and I want to take quick notes of what I already did, so I don't forget, I will write it down in this note sheet. My shots, I'll just tick them. Okay, I got the shot. I guess when I write, it helps me remember. If you don't write and you're not only taking notes, try it out for a week, get a small note. It'll change your life. The big red one. This is very important because this is like the plan for the days or the weeks or the months. But a lot of the times when I sit with a client, I'll write down stuff like this in front of the book, in front of them. Especially, there are a couple of kinds of clients, right? You have the client that remembers what they told you as a creative brief. Then there are these clients who don't remember what they told you, or they just decide to change their mind. You walk into the next day meeting, they'll be like, oh, I didn't say that. Open the book. Yo, I think you did, because I wrote it down in front of you. This gives a direction for my ideas on what I present to the client. I call it the little red book. It's important. So this is more in detail of the production plan or ideas and notes and for the year. And this one is like on the go, on the moment, on the day. Okay, this is just tick it off, give a note, write it, give it to someone, right? So these 2 things go first. My notebooks are important. And then I have an iPad. If I have to show the client something, I have to check something, I can connect any of these cameras, including my iPhone, to the iPad as a monitor. The iPad has a stand behind, so it stays like that. So on set, the iPad is useful for looking at footage on a bigger screen. But I don't have to carry another wireless monitor and all these different things, batteries for that. One iPad is good enough. I also sometimes put in my laptop and my iPad in the backpack, but for now I'm just doing the iPad. So let's put the iPad in. Once I put the iPad and all that kind of stuff in, I have these tripod monopods, right? This is pretty cool. I can put my phone. This is my phone monopod. So it's just like a thing. It's so easy. It saves me time. There's no clamping and putting it on. I take it out. This is my wallet here. I put my phone tripod in first. It has a remote as well, so I can just hit record so it's not shaky. But when I need something stronger with a zoom lens and I need to pan, and I take my bigger tripod. So that goes in. I have another one that goes for my other cameras. Same thing. I can put the phone up. And then that's two, right? Two monopods. Then I have two mini ones. It's the same thing to put my small action cameras, because I have 7 cameras, right? In that 6 cameras don't have sticks. Even the big one, even this one that I showed you, I can not only put the small cameras, but I can also put this big guy. I actually did the shoot with putting that big guy on it, which is a Sony. Sony and brands are so good at categorizing random stuff that they won't really. They could put all the features in one body and give it to you, but they won't. They want you to keep spending more and more money. So don't buy all of these brands and cameras. I think there's a certain amount of exploitation happening right now. People forcing people to buy stuff all the time. You see it around the world, especially with tech. And look at me, I bought all of this. So I usually buy something, I test it out, and I sell it. Then I buy something else, I test it out, I sell it. So it's kind of like I pay a rental in terms of learning, and my brain is always occupied in that space. But if you have a day job and this is not your full-time thing, it's a hobby thing, please don't buy any of this. Play with your phone camera first, and then from there, see how you want to go. This is a color set of different colors that I use in my red book. It helps me understand better in terms of what goes where, and this is a very important thing. It's a laser. So when I'm on set with a gaffer or with a client or somebody and I'm trying to show them something on the ceiling, I point it, because sometimes to be very precise, asking, hey, can I put a light over there? Can we open this window? Can we do that? So it's good for communication. So I have a laser. I have a safety cable if I'm going to put a light up there, so that the camera or something, if I do an overhead mount like this, I put a safety cable around it so it doesn't fall on the actor or whoever is sitting there. Especially if there are children, you have to be extremely safe. And then you have 2 bungee cords where if I have to just quickly strap something small. Measuring tape. This guy, I like measuring stuff and trying to be precise. If I have a light that I've set up in front of an actor and I have to come and shoot that again, I will measure it. I'll put a mark. I'll write it in my notebook. Measurement, mathematics, it is very helpful to be precise. But these kind of things, I use it on bigger jobs. Like smaller jobs is a quick thing, and I fix it in post a lot of the time. Like when I did all my movies, we had to measure every scene, every light, keep on note, because in movies, we sometimes don't shoot the whole scene on the same day. We shoot it multiple days, we take a break, we come back after 2 weeks. We'll have to do a patch shot of a scene that we shot 30 days back. That's when I refer to all the notes of every scene, the height of the light, the distance of the light, what paper, what diffusion paper, what intensity, like all of that, there are notes. It saves your life to match the shots to the previous scene. Especially when big actors are coming in, you have to be like at the best of your professionalism to make sure there is no delay from you or your department or the whole team. It is such a important thing. Even if they pay you no money, you still have to be like that. And then we have, this is like a flexible little mount for the small cameras that I can just make it like a hook and hang it on something or wrap it around a stand like a snake. It's super cool. This is again one of my sticks that goes in. So I have like 5 sticks, monopods and kind of mounts. I also have like car mounts and suction mounts, other clamps. That is actually, I only take it if that's needed. The bag is pretty tight, but I could show that later. Okay, Oh, this is something else that I carry in my bag is a light meter. It's a Sekonic. I think I've had this over for close to 15 years. It's a great piece to measure light, and this is very useful. I know we have false color in the camera to really figure out exposure. It's great. But if you want to get really precise with contrast ratio, like how much light is here, how much light is there, how much light is in the back, you measure with this thing, right? You measure the front, measure the side, you measure the top, you measure the back, and then you can shape light around by looking at the numerical measurements like the measuring tape that I showed you. So all these measurement notes are also in the notebook, right? When we get into the high-end stakes, the bigger budget, bigger serious jobs, like the big jobs. Yeah, this would be one of my most precious things, because for me to get a hang of this, when I initially bought it, I was very confused because I'm dyslexic. So with numbers and words and everything, it took a while for me to understand the foundation of cinematography, like light measurement, shutter, ISO. It's just a lot of detail. So I would like walk around with this and I would measure light. Wherever I go, I'll be like guessing, okay, what would be the reading right now? Would it be a 5.6? Would it be a, let's see, right now, I assume it could be, I have a diffusion in front of me. In afternoon, usually this would be around like a 16, I'm guessing. Let's check, let's switch it on. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's just about 16. Yeah, it's cool. So I would tell my gaffer, okay, I don't need 16 here. We need to like cut the light down by half of that. He'll just keep adding diffusion, flags, or whatever I need to make sure the light that comes from here is reduced. And I'll be like, oh, the light behind me, I need to increase that. So I would measure that. And the back is like 11. I'm like, okay, I need more light there. Can you increase that, add an extra light, or whatever that's needed? So a lot of the cinematography game is like this light play from every direction and shaping it around a person's face or a subject. And shot to shot, we have to match it. So after a point, man, it's like a high-end Matrix game, I feel, in the highest level. It's fun, but it's not fun when you're not getting paid. That's for another episode. But you got the point of Sekonic. The model is L58. It's a classic one. I don't think they manufacture this anymore. They stopped this. So they have the newer models with the touchscreen, and I don't like the touchscreen. You can't really see it in the sun, and you have to charge it. This one, you just have one basic battery, and it runs for a long time. So this is one of my most important possessions. So that goes in as well. That's sitting there. Let's get rid of the big stuff that I use less. Going to this DSLR, the Sony, I don't use this much anymore. I feel like I used to shoot on the Canon. It came from the 7D, 5D days, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, you know. And then I moved to the most valuable camera that I learned so much from was a Panasonic GH4. Then I moved to a Sony A7S III. I went to FX3. I've shot on like Burano and the bigger cameras like Venice, and I've played with the cinema cameras, but Sony is great. I feel like right now they're a little back in the game. They're already outdated. I wouldn't say, I mean, okay, let me give you a great example. Sony is like the Honda of cars, and Canon is like the Toyota of cars. And then you have Arri, which is like the Mercedes BMW, where it's less value for money, but it's this premium overpriced category. Like Arri cameras are so expensive. It is this European German price, like the German cars. It limits creative people to have access to those big things, and they don't do anything out of the box. They do a lot of great stuff for that price, but for the price, these guys like really kick their ass in so many ways. But the higher the price, I feel like companies are losing the creatives. It's like, oh, only the rich kids with the money can play with those toys, and the creatives on the bottom of the economic slab don't have access to that. And Sony is like in between, because these guys are not cheap either. Don't go buy a Sony or a Canon or any of that. I wanted to make my life a lot more simple. So I decided to move into smaller cameras. It was not about the perfect pixel quality anymore, because all these cameras, smaller ones, have come up in quality and come close to this. And if you know a little bit of post-production to enhance it, it's not going to be as perfect as this or the Arri, but you are somewhere close and you're learning a lot of things. So I like using smaller cameras. So I get the Sony out of the way. This is kind of like become a backup camera, because you know why? I actually started shooting on iPhone, like phone raw footage, and comparing it to the Sony and these, they're all very close to each other. There is a difference, but only a pro colorist can spot it. Like a day-to-day person who is not from the film industry or the camera industry, who's working in other industries, won't be able to really tell the difference anymore. They're so close to each other. If you have good post-production, a good colorist and all of that, I feel like I've gone through these workflows to realize, oh, what are the strengths and weaknesses? So this guy has a lot of strength. I mean, the autofocus is like the biggest revolution from Sony. The price, the compactness, it's all in a sweet spot, still expensive. But right now they're losing the game. Like Nikon has come out with their new ZR camera, and that is fantastic in terms of value for money. And I mean, because Nikon bought Red. Red is like the Chevrolet and Ford. Like it's to fix the thing and the kind of issues you have with those kind of products. It's like every product has its strengths and weaknesses, but Red again has a great color science. The Red RAW, the color space that the Red camera gives is very interesting. They have compressed RAW, which most of the other companies couldn't use because Red as a company was holding on to the patent. But now that Nikon has bought, they have introduced that compressed RAW file format into smaller DSLR. So Sony really has to step up and give us, probably if I was in Sony, what I would do, I would need OpenGate RAW. I don't know if you can bring 12-bit into this body bitrate, like at least 12-bit. Right now it's at 10-bit and 8-bit. So anyway, too much on this. I need to move on. My Sony goes in like that. I have Sony batteries in here. I can charge everything together. Other essentials, I just have 2 power banks. This power bank is cool because you've got USB-C and Lightning. There's always somebody on set, mostly the client, who doesn't have a charger. And you can just plug it in the wall. So it's got the cable and charger. It's got wireless charging. I like this one. And this is a personal one for me, just to charge my phone, magnetic one. So 2 power banks go in here. This is a ND filter for my Sony. It's a polarizer and a neutral density filter to cut light. I use ND filters to bring the shutter speed to where I want it to be to get the right motion blur for the footage. That goes in as well. So Sony is out of the way, right? So now, this is a pretty interesting one. Which one do I start with? Do I start with my favorite one? Do I start with my least favorite? I would say, let's start with my standard one. This is the action camera. Kind of like a GoPro, DJI makes it. It's great. I can put ND filters on this. It's very powerful, 10-bit. I like small cameras. It shoots the entire sensor like a 1-inch sensor. Plus, so I get the square out of it. There's more information and I can always reframe. So battery life is good. It connects to a mic automatically. So this is kind of like a A-cam wide. So I put that in the front. This is like the B-cam, which is kind of like a gimbal, and it's got a tighter frame, like a 24mm. It's not super wide. I think it's a great space to kind of put it on the table. I can see myself. I can double tap it. It turns around. 1, 2, 3. And if I double tap my face, if I move around, it follows me. I can put it there. I can talk. You would have seen me moving and talking, and this camera literally just follows me. It's been great. I've been looking forward to, this is the Osmo. This also has an ND filter on it. So this is like a DJI thing. So I can take the battery out and this goes in. This is a battery pack with 3 batteries. It stays all day you're set for. This is my mic. One of the mics that I'm wearing in my t-shirt, this mic. It's a DJI mic. The best part about these mics is they connect with the camera automatically. So it saves me, like this mic is connected to that camera, which I'll show you in the end. So that's like a 360 camera. It records the entire part. I can reframe it, zoom in, zoom out. So that's pretty useful when I don't want to be worried about the frame. But the limitation with that is the battery life. The software for that is not simple. If you're not good at softwares, you might be a little overwhelmed with, oh, okay, how do I reframe and do all of that? But I like that for these kind of things. The mic, I always put it separate in here. These 3 things go together. This pouch actually belongs to that camera, so I'll put it on the side. Okay, this would be my favorite. This is like a small, really small camera, and it's got a screen lens, right? The best part about this is I can detach it and I can hold the thing. It's really small. It's kind of like a slightly bigger than a matchbox, but this is magnetic. I can attach it anywhere. I have this necklace where I can just attach it on that and I put it on my body. I hang it on my neck and it stays there. It's got a clamp for my hat if I want to put on my hat or behind my hat. I can put on my chest. I can put it on the car. It's so small, I can just put it anywhere. The quality is good enough for me. It's got this little suction cup. Again, I can just put it even if it falls, it's an action camera. It's got a case, can come out of the case. Let me just take it out of the case. See? It's so small and tiny and perfect. I don't like brands when they give a product where they have their brand everywhere. I don't even like clothes where there's branding. I used to wear stuff like that, but when I started working in advertising, I realized, this Nike swoosh or the Apple logo or the DJI or you have Supreme, it is so shallow. First of all, there are two problems with it. One is you buy a product, right? They give you the product, let it be a t-shirt, let it be a camera or whatever. And then the relationship doesn't end there. You actually helped. They say customer comes first, right? So you helped the vendor or the product owner, the company or the brand by contributing money into their company where they take a profit for selling your product. And the people have the power to sustain a company. And you do that, in spite of them taking a profit on the product and you supporting them, guess what they do? They use you as a billboard. When I say billboard is where you see ads on a billboard. They basically are an advertising stand for their clothes and their products. So what they do is they make you walk around with their logo brand like a robot, advertising for them. And my logic was like, if you're going to do that for them, why pay them a profit? They should be giving it to you for free. Because you're like you're like an advertising, you're like a micro advertising agency. You're like that battery in the Matrix, like contributing to this buy. So I hide stuff because I don't like too much of advertising, because I worked in advertising for a long time. And it is the karma of it is like you're forcing people to buy stuff all the time, forcing them to buy stuff that they don't need. So I try to not do that with people, and I don't like the brands being loud about it. So I just kind of mask it off. But yeah, and I like just something clean. I don't like too much of things on it. And I guess if DJI and all these guys gave all these cameras for free, then I would have to come and say, okay, but this is not that. This is I'm here to encourage people to create stuff without buying with stuff that you already have. It's so important. Like all the other stuff on YouTube, there's enough tutorials and people are sustaining by selling. There is an economy, I get it. For people who have very less money and can't afford something, it's like rubbing it on their face. I am not trying to do that here. I'm just trying to share. Once you make the money and you know what you want and you save up to buy that, do your research, spend enough time before you jump into something, right? I do have plans in the channel in the future to give away things. Instead of selling it to somebody, if there is someone who is creating and who doesn't have access to and who's really good at what they're doing, I would rather just give them one of these cameras so I can just courier it to them, and instead of making them go buy another camera and then they send commission. It's so stupid. I'm not here for that. I'm here to encourage you to go do something, go make something. Shoot with your phone first. So this goes in the front. See, the thing is, all of this together would be the price of the Sony. Like with Sony is great for what it is, but there's a learning curve. This fanny pack is, how many cameras did we put? The Osmo, the Action, and then we put the Nano. Small one is called the Nano. Guess where this goes? Oof, we're coming close to ending this backpack. This goes on top. So when I open my backpack, I just take it out. And this one, the cool part is I can just strap it around I can take some stuff out and kind of distribute it in another pocket in the front over here and just take what's needed. So this is like my portable thing with my batteries and my laser, or the most essential things that I need, I will put it on this. This goes in here. It's a little tricky to zip it up. You know what's crazy? I also put my laptop and the charger, but I like little packages. They say the best things come in little packages. If you can close, see? Little package. Best things come in little package. Okay, so that is 5. So 4 cameras, the 5th camera. This is my 6th camera, which is again a DJI product, a small drone, easy to take off. The best thing is how compact it is, that I can take it anywhere and fly. It's not like the bigger drones where you need the remote. I can just fly this with my phone. I can fly it without my phone. Problem, the video quality is really bad. It gives you only 8-bit. Sometimes it's not about the image quality, it's about what's happening in the frame. Or if I just want to see for a scout, what does it look like from this angle? I just fly this and look at it. So I get a sense of what I want to do when I go for a location scout or a recce. So this is useful, and I also use some of this footage. Like for my YouTube stuff, this is fine. You get a sense of what's happening. It's about what's happening in the frame. Then if you might have the highest quality frame and there's nothing happening and there's no emotion in that, I guess it's just wasting a lot of hard drive space, and the files are not heavy. I also can mount a camera on top of this. I'll show you how I do it in another video. I put that small nano camera on top of this. So it doesn't, then the battery comes down, but I get a better quality compared to the lens that's on this drone. I like small stuff, my name is Little. I like little stuff. And this is the battery stuff for it. So this goes, 3 batteries goes on the side. And that is 6 cameras for you, right? There's 6 cameras, 4 sticks, like 2 big monopods, 3 sticks. Actually, I have 5 sticks. Oh wait, I have one more stick and camera on over here. But this one is for that camera, and that camera goes on this, and it goes on the side. How is that? Little guy with a little backpack. 7 camera guy. Who am I? I'm a 7 camera guy. Now the question is, why do I need 7 cameras? As I told you, all cameras, the sensors are different. That means they're like different lenses. And the use of each camera is different. Like the smallest camera, I can put it into a coffee cup, I can put it into glass and pour water on it. But the bigger camera has longer battery life. So I want it for something that needs more battery, and it's a wider sensor. The gimbal camera is something that if I'm going to move around, I need something to follow me. And then if I don't know what the frame is going to be, I just want to leave one camera and just capture everything around, I use this camera. And then I don't have wings to fly as a bird. So the drone is if I want to see something really high. So I think it covers most of it. And all of these cameras, except the drone, you can dip it into water, right? You can put it in a swimming pool or go to the beach and dip it. So I feel like I covered the sky, the land and water with 7 cameras. And if one fails, I have 6 other cameras as a backup. If 2 fails, I have 5 other cameras. So it's not needed, but I like doing extensive testing. Each camera is for a different use. That's what you need to understand. And to know what usage it is takes time. You have to practice it. I've been doing this for a long time, from the handycam days. I find it fascinating, and it is a full-time profession for me. So it's worth it for me to kind of be doing that, and I enjoy it. But if you're not a full-time professional, you want to get into it, start with your phone, start with what you have, do a lot of research, don't buy anything, go borrow or rent a camera for a weekend, test it out, see, take the footage, go look into it, see if you really want to do it. I would say use 3 different cameras before you buy something. Like borrow it from a friend or rent it out so you don't spend all your money, right? Because when you buy something, immediately the next model is going to come out and it'll get outdated. And for like future episode, I would like to also, I'm trying to get into, see, I put a sticker here also because I don't want to see the brand. Like trying to get into FPV drone flights. I fly drones, but I have a long way to go. There's always space to improve. Probably in the next ones, we will talk about FPV drones and these kind of things. These are for like YouTube basic stuff. Clients, who always call you, oh, I don't have no budget. For the people who have budget, who are loyal, who are respectful to creatives, we have like more bigger things. I always ask clients what their budget is. Something that you should also practice. I'll do another YouTube episode on clients' budget and money. Oh. All the producers will be watching like, oh, now you're going to talk about me? Are you going to talk about me? No. I'll be talking about ninne matram udesham. Ninne. But I do want to talk about that to help creatives understand how to be safe in those kind of negotiations, how to be respectful and how to be practical and how to make a choice when you deal with people who do not respect your time or your craft or you as a human being. You have a choice, and those choices, I will have a beautiful episode. That's very important stuff to talk about. Nobody talks about money. I'm going to talk about money. Oof. I guess some people are not going to like it. There's so many things I'm going to talk about, so I'll keep it honest. We are not here to disrespect anybody, but if artists, creators, videographers, graphic designers, filmmakers, painters, dancers, singers, writers, the most underrated, the most unprotected category. All these people, all my friends, I have friends from the highest level of filmmaking, mid-tier and bottom. And my closest in all these tiers of filmmaking, they all kind of know and understand how difficult it is and how painful it is when their value is not seen or understood by other people who have the power and the money and the control to give and nurture and help. When they don't have that, oof, വേദന. അപ്പോൾ വേദനയെക്കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് I'll talk about it. ഇപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഇത്ര മതി, ബാഗ് മതി. Okay. So 7 cameras. This is another FPV drone and all of that. I'll get into that later. I'm still learning. I promised you we'll do some community stuff, and there are more challenges and creative tasks and videos and all of that coming out. So I know all of you are like caught up with life, but if you want to create something with your phone and shoot stuff, just keep an eye out for it, because I'm pretty much putting up videos every week now. I think some of you would have noticed. It is, I think, the most requested thing is to keep creating and keep creating more. So if I ask you to keep creating more, I should also be doing that for you. Yeah, this is fun. I am slowly starting to enjoy this. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Ayyo, where did this come from? This came from somewhere. So this is my setup that you can see from the other side. So because the sun was hitting my face, I just put a diffusion on 2C stands. And that's the 360 camera that I'm talking about. So I put it on a boom, and then that is the 360 cam. Got a lens in the back and it's got a lens in the front. You know, I spoke about Parva last time. I spoke about the producer calling me and offering me the job. But before Parva happened, this is a long list of things that happened for Parva to actually happen, right? There's so many things that I did before that. And I'll tell you one by one how I started. Yeah, I started on a 5,000 rupees Kinetic Honda, and I bought a helmet for 30 rupees, which was broken. I was just on that with my little tiny broken laptop and editing and shooting on my small handycam and all of that. And now I feel like I've gone back to those days where I enjoyed it the most. Small backpack, minimal stuff, got all the tools. I've got my thing to move, and I can focus on the craft than sit in an air-conditioned room with a lot of people that are... I'll talk about that later. But hey, this is fun. But I'm going to talk about that episode on value and money as a creative person. Oof, that's going to be a pretty hot take on that. എന്നെ മിക്കവാറും കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാവരും ചിലപ്പോൾ കൊന്നു കളയുന്നിരിക്കും, ചിലപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീൻ്റെ പുറത്തേക്ക് വരും. So many things I can tell, so many things I can't really tell, because bottom line, this is not a channel to disrespect people. This is to encourage people to create, right? But also when I encourage people to create, I want to make sure they're going through a safe path. I don't want them to be overconfident and fall into pitfalls and mistakes that I made, or meet the wrong people and, you know, commit your life to something that you end up not taking care of yourself. Because if you don't look out for yourself, I know a lot of friends who've gone through difficult situations, and I myself have gone through my fair share. So as much as I am encouraging you to be creative, I also have to put it out to tell you to be careful and be safe, and don't rush it. Take your time, enjoy the process, and have faith in yourself. Don't let anybody else make you feel any less.